Data Center 4.0, the future of the digital ecosystem. In this podcast series from DigitalCentre, data center leader, expert and APAC-based marketeer Omer Wilson will be in conversation with technology and industry experts on the future of the data center and the wider ecosystem. Today's tech-fueled transformation era is putting traditional data centers under unprecedented pressure. This pressure is coming from businesses, users and consumers from every physical, virtual and cloud-centric angle. What does the future hold for the data center?
Very excited today as we shift a little bit of the geography focus for DigitalCentre to another emerging star and emerging market in both global economics and new technologies, which is the Turkish market, specifically Istanbul, where the company that is joining us is headquartered. We'll be speaking with Magellan, a digital solutions startup that's shown incredible growth within the Turkish market, but also globally into other markets across the world. And we're very fortunate to have two guests with us from Magellan, Göktürk Yetim, the founder and CEO of Magellan, and Yakup Sarı, the chief marketing officer from the organization. Welcome, gentlemen.
Hello, guys, and hi, Omer. Thanks for having us.
Great to have you both. Looking forward to the discussion. So let's jump straight in. I'm sure the audience is interested to hear really about your company, your growth story, your technologies, and then also a feel for Turkey and that part of the world in terms of technologies growing, a real bridge and a gateway for two continents and many big histories. So it'd be very interesting to understand your positioning. So to start, maybe with yourself, Göktürk, as the founder, can you both introduce yourself, your background, and also the company? You know, how did you find it? When did you found it? What does Magellan do? And where are you operating today?
Hi, my name is Göktürk. I am the CEO of Magellan, and I am the computer engineer and co-founder of Magellan.
Hi, guys. This is Yakup, and I am the CMO of Magellan. And Göktürk, I think you can introduce about
Magellan is a technology solution agency based in Istanbul, and we established in 2014. And Magellan has been operating in Istanbul, Turkey now. And recently we established our office in Montreal, Canada, and Chicago, USA offices. We have three different products, which are digital archive, biometric signature application, and fleet management systems. And with those products are dominating three significant objects in the world. We say that pen, paper, and vehicle. And we are targeting the most common B2B applications of enterprises in daily use, and those products are helping their digital transformation journey for these companies. And frankly, Magellan helps corporates to digitalize their business, and we provide digital transformation solutions to private corporations, universities, libraries, SMEs, municipalities, and government entities for digitalizing their process. And we found the Magellan in university canteen with my classmates. And we are four classmates, and now founded company for our business.
Yeah, actually, we got the small government foundation for Magellan to establish it.
Yeah, amazing. So just to, I guess, reiterate that point, in the US, a lot of the technology companies founded in people's garages. Your one is your garage is the university canteen.
Yeah, we didn't have the garage in
Great story.
university, so we don't have it.
That's the cheapest place in
Excellent.
university.
Yeah, the cheapest place.
Always important. So, Göktürk, I'd like just to go back before we go on to the next question. I really liked those three areas. Could you say that again? What was the three areas McKellen is looking to impact?
Yeah, we are
The pen.
focusing. Yeah, pen, people, pen, paper, and vehicle. Yeah,
Vehicle.
it means
Okay, pen, paper,
our
vehicle.
yeah, these are our three products focusing area. Digital archiving, it's focused to paper, biometric signature focusing to pen, and cloud fleet management systems, it's focusing to vehicle. So, yeah, we are dominating three significant objects in the world now. And we are the strongest partner for our B2B customers because we are focusing their daily process for B2B companies.
Excellent. Excellent. Really interesting. Thank you very much, Göktürk. I think that introduction really helps position the company and also the journey you've gone on in founding it and the growth you've seen in the years. Yeah, maybe Göktürk, before I pass to Jakub on the second question, can you just give a feel on that growth story? So you started obviously with yourself and a few friends in a Istanbul University canteen. What size are you today? How many people? What sort of a rough estimate of revenues maybe?
Yeah, we established our company with four classmates, and we have more than 105 employees now in a 6 years, and
Wow.
we increased our company so fast. I think for third year.
Yeah, actually, like in the first year, we grow up, let's say 70%, and the second year 120, and the third and fourth year is 400%. Like we grow up so rapidly, and yeah, we were a startup back 5 years ago. Now we are actually a big technology consulting company in Turkey, and we're expanding globally now.
Amazing. Excellent. So thank you very much again, Göktürk, for the introduction and overview of the company. So Jakub, moving along, really for the audience has a feel of yourselves, and you're really in the heart of the startup scene. You're one of the great examples. I think towards the end, I'll ask Göktürk a key question on his aim and target for McKellen within Turkey as a startup. But for you and for the audience benefit, because we obviously do these podcasts with companies and associations in Singapore. We did a session with one of the last ones was with a cloud association. We're going to do it with organizations that are coming, and established from Australia. We did one on the Indian technology market with the data center entrepreneur Narendra Amarkbank. Really, for you, Jakub, can you talk a little bit to the audience around the technology sector in Istanbul and Turkey? What sort of size is the startup scene, and is it, what's the expectation for growth?
Yeah, I can tell like some countries use the technology for their economic growth and for the development, while in some other countries, in order to develop their technologies itself. And also, like Turkey is also one of the countries who's developing the technology itself. Like one of the best example I could tell for the sectors in Turkey, I can say like fintech. It's really growing rapidly, and I think, as you know, like Turkey's like fintech companies are headed top globally. And I think like we were also attending the fintech exhibition in Singapore Fintech Festival 3 months ago, and I got many feedbacks about this from globally. as the online payment solution, the fintech solutions for Turkey. And regarding like the startup ecosystem, Omar, I can tell, like if you look at the like technology park and hubs, I guess like there are more than 20 technopark around Istanbul and over 70 in Turkey. And we do also
Wow.
have an office in a technopark near Istanbul that we are also doing our research and development for our products. And like besides than that, now the government itself in Turkey helps startup by offering incentives and other supports, and there is a quite important supports for startup right now. And the startup and the technology sector are really growing rapidly, and also Magellan, as we can tell, as we are a successful example in the startup ecosystem now. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, no, you've got a unique position. That gives this amazing number of techno parks. I think anybody visiting Istanbul or who is close to the technology scene there will attest to the variance of techno parks. But I didn't realize there were that many in wider Turkey as well. So that's interesting how many techno parks are coming up in multiple cities. So really helpful overview. So moving on and maybe getting more specific to your sector, which you're looking to clearly transform, be a transformative startup, and your growth is attesting to that. So the digital solutions, the pen, paper, and vehicle targeting, and digital solutions and archiving. I mean, obviously scanning and digitizing paper has been around for quite a while. So what is your unique view on that sector? How do you see some of the new technologies you're working on really transforming and revolutionizing that sector?
Yeah, like for frankly speaking, I can tell like this is like when the global this business proceeding to digitalization, and as you can see, the other organization like such as governments, public sector agencies, and the corporates now are adopting their systems for digital transformation solutions. And as Magellan, we see this emergency necessity and challenges from the corporates. We aim to solve the issues by helping the corporates with our digitizing solutions. Also, like the capturing this digital transformation is really vital especially for small businesses as well. It's very useful and for small and medium-sized companies to follow developments in the digital transformation area more closely. To form, I think, to get a consultation of a strategy on digitalization, and to they need to employ their systems, which helps for transition for digital transformation. I think like the digitalization process will radically increase the added value for individuals and also for this SMEs and for companies. And for the sector keeps growing because as you know, in worldwide, the globally the need for digitalization, regardless of any sector or any kind of a company, it's keep growing. As you know, like the technology develops every day, and the necessity of digital transformation will more occur to companies, and we know that. And the companies who are really adapting, who are like really developing their technology, integrating their technology with digital transformation, they are keep growing, and they are increasing their revenues, they are expanding globally. But the ones that not adopting and not following the trends, the technology, the digital transformation, we see them, they are not existed anymore. And like regarding new technologies, like I believe that it's my personal opinion, like AI and blockchain based technologies will keep growing. And we also use AI and blockchain technologies in our products, which we think that it's really fundamental assets for developing this digital transformation.
Got it. Got it. Very interesting. And tied to that, sort of to deep dive a little bit on how you see the sector progressing. It's clearly what's driving most of, if not all of the technology discussions, and any startup in that area is doing very well. But artificial intelligence and machine learning specifically. Two questions really. One, how do you yourselves build AI, or how is it built into the McKellen product suite? How have you used AI? And then a second question, which would be interesting for the listeners, how is AI being used within the technology scene in one of the key emerging markets like Turkey and coming out of Istanbul? Are you seeing AI being quite tightly used, less used, or is starting to be quite widely adopted? So two questions there.
Yeah, actually, it's a great questions. I think the most significant role of AI is that it reduces the labor cost and increase the productivity, no matter the sector or the product is. I can give an example in our solutions. For example, in our archiving solution, digital archiving solution, we also combined the AI so that our clients can use when they scan or digitize any documents, they can use the OCR in multiple languages. They can use the face recognition and object recognition. So what I mean, in our system, once you scan or upload any documents, we don't only just detect the text, we also recognize if there is a face, and we can also recognize if there is objects. So later on, if you want to reach any document, you can basically reach with our AI technology that type any word and type any, you can ask any face and ask any objects that you can bring out any specific documents and find it. And we also now, we developed a new feature with AI that it's speech to text recognition. So it converts any speech to text. So they can also make searches about that. And so with our AI, we create more than hundreds index automatically for each digitized documents. So we reduce cost by not typing all indexing areas manually. So that actually gives a great value for the clients. And I can say that the developing countries are in the emergency markets, they are using the AI to produce less costly and to ease their development progress. It's also been now using in the worldwide to increase the efficiency, as we all know that all the technology is combining with AI, and for most of the companies, they integrate their technology with AI actually to increase their productivity. Yeah.
Very true. Yeah, no, excellent points. I think when people generally speak about AI, they don't think of the speed and efficiency gains it gives to rapid growing markets and emerging technologies. So it's a fascinating point. So just before we move to some of the final questions, just specifically on the AI you use, obviously you're using some standard algorithms, I assume, but you're doing a lot of tailoring. So you're bringing a lot of your home-built technology to the AI layering. Can you give some color on specifically how you're using the AI within your products?
So we are developing our driver safety technologies. and it's in the now the research and development progress. So what we do is there when a driver sleeps or smokes or cover the camera or look at the some other sites, so we can actually our AI system can send alarm and send the picture for the end user, so that driver's attention is getting lost. And actually, Göktürk, also you want to say something?
Jakub told, we use AI for for every product, but we develop our AI for different goals. For example, for biometric signature, we developed our AI for combining the signatures. Is your signature or not? We are now developing AI for that.
So actually it's for the signature forgery, signature fraud.
Yeah. And our AI now can give a result. If you sign any documents, it can combine your old signatures, and we can say that is it your signature or not. Also, as Jakub told that we are now developing AI for driver safety. And we are creating a software for cameras, which in a car. It always watch the driver, and if it understands if driver sleeps or and smokes or talking with phones, we can understand driver is talking, and we can give an alarm to our system, and we can give an alarm also for their managers. And Jakub also told that it's about the digital archiving. We are making AI also for object detection. We can understand what is inside of this picture, and we can we can create 100 indexes for automatically. So different missions for different products, but we always use AI for reducing different sectors' costs and increasing efficiency.
Wow. Yeah. No, I think that theme is very interesting, both from how you're using it, and then the progress of the sector around that cost and efficiency savings that AI is bringing. It's very interesting. Thank you very much both to those responses. So last questions, two questions to both of you. Really, as I mentioned earlier, Göktürk, I know I'd love for the audience to hear your aim for McKellen in terms of what you'd like McKellen to become from a technology startup perspective from Turkey. What sort of global growth plans you have. And then I'd be really keen for both of you to comment again on where you see the technology startup scene in Turkey developing as well, so the whole sector. So maybe Göktürk, starting with you on where you'd like to see McKellen go to.
McKellen is aiming to be placed at the center point of any corporate workflow, and their digital transformation. Yeah, as our vision, we digitalize the past and we create their future digitally. And based on that, we are developing the most common B2B applications and the systems for enterprises. And we are increasing the cooperate with our customers because they use our products for their daily workflows. And we are connecting with them the strongest technology partner of B2B companies.
Yeah. As Göktürk said, Omar, we digitalize the past and create the future digitally. What I mean by it is that in our digital archiving system, we know that, and we believe that the digital transformation starts from the past and it goes to future. So we are not just digitize their past, we also create the future. This is actually based on our biometric signature solution. We create all the signature, all the contracts, all the paper digitally, and we help to enterprise for their digital transformation journey. And for the second question, I can tell, like, as we know, like that the global emergency for digitalization is arising, and as we are expanding globally, and we are also developing high-tech online payment systems beside than that, so that we are adding the payment systems and money into our services, so we can also dominate pen, paper, vehicle, and the money. In this
Wow.
case, like we are also pursuing to biggest Polish solution partner of the B2B enterprises, and we want to be placed in any field of companies for this at the center point of any companies, as Göktürk said, in the workflow, in their all in the middle point of the enterprise solutions. So Magellan is aiming to be in the central point for any corporates in this case.
Amazing, amazing. And again, just to and I think Gökçe, I've heard you say it in previous interviews you've given in Turkey. You're looking to make Magellan Turkey's first technology unicorn, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Actually,
Excellent,
we're
excellent.
targeting, to be the first unicorn startup we want to release in Turkey. That's why this is our goal. Yeah.
Very, very cool. So, passing question for you both. I think we're approaching the 30 or so minutes for these podcasts. Again, bringing it back to the technology market, and for those looking at both digital transformation, but also that region. What can you say about the Istanbul and the Turkish technology market? How do you see it developing? It's always, it's such a key geographic location. There's a lot of data flowing, through and around, especially Istanbul, but the whole Turkey. There's also a 80 plus million population, which is a huge young component to it. So big, mature purchasing, and a very large growing domestic market. But just a few comments from you both on how the Turkish technology scene is developing, and what people should expect to see, similar to yourselves, coming out of Turkey in the coming years.
Yeah, Omar, actually, as you pointed out in a really good point, that the Turkey has almost 85 million of population, and I guess like 60% of them is under 30, and there is a huge amount of young population, and it's increasing. So for the technology sector, now there are many developers are in Turkey, and also as you compare for the Europe and the US, the software and the technology, the cost is way lower than them. So actually, it's a great advantage for the tech companies in here. And in the recent years, the government supports for the tech companies, and I believe that in the next few years, there are many startups and technology companies will arise from Turkey, as we already saw some of them, which sold in millions of dollars to outside, and we hope to increase this amount of number.
Yeah. Also, humanity live in Anatolia more than 2,000 years. We have a big culture, and we are the middle of the world, and we are the center of the world. and our young population can create a good jobs, and we can maybe artificial intelligence is very important for Turkey. We also develop that, but the main problem in the world, if you develop artificial intelligence, people should not be artificial. Yeah, because if you create an artificial ecosystem, not a natural ecosystem, you cannot do that continuously. So our population, our culture, our country, it's very continuous. So we can create a continuous technology and sustainable technologies in Turkey. The main focusing and the main aim for Turkish people is that.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, I think it would be great to follow up with you, Göktürk and Jakub, on that specifically, because I think the human side of the technology development, you just need to look at any of the leaders, right? Ginny Rometty, who's just announced her retirement from IBM, said the biggest number one issue for technologies now is trust. You've got to be a technology company that people trust. And likewise, you look at what the other Google and technology giants are doing. It's all around the human side of the technology now is going to be absolutely key. So I love your point around a sustainable ecosystem. And I think you're right. It's people will say, okay, startups are coming from India, amazing startups. China, how are you going to race with China? Silicon Valley's still there. London, huge technology and fintech hub. So what does somewhere like Turkey bring to the table? And I think you're 100% right. It's that sustainable human view on technologies that I think people will watch with interest, especially around AI and how Turkey exports those ideas globally, and obviously with great startups such as yourselves bringing a lot of excitement. So really interesting, enjoyable discussion. For those listening, we will along with this podcast recording, we'll share a link to McKellen, where you can read more around their pen paper vehicle and AI layered digital solution suite of products and their growth globally, and really their story of how Göktürk and his small group of friends have founded a company in the canteen, university canteen, and now above 100 multi-million revenue and a lot of growth, not just in Turkey, but as I mentioned, Canada and other global markets to come. So, Göktürk, Jakub, just remains for me to say thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, thank you very much for having us.
Yeah, thank you for podcast.
Appreciate it, gentlemen. And thank you, listeners. Please stay tuned. Please do register at DigitalCentre.technology for those that are listening to the podcast, and look out for our next recording to come out very soon. Thank you again for listening.